Hello, designers! In this tutorial, we will create a motion graphics video for real estate using After Effects. I have opened this Photoshop file to explain how I've organized each layer for animating in After Effects. The composition features a wall, a door, and the door border, all separated into 4 layers. The first layer is dedicated to the wall. The second layer contains the door border. Additionally, there are separate layers for the left door and the right door. Each of these elements is on its own layer to facilitate easy animation. Save the file, and then proceed to open After Effects. Begin by creating a new composition sized at 1920 by 1080 pixels. Import the previously created Photoshop file into After Effects as a composition, retaining layer sizes. Drag and drop this composition onto the timeline. Then double-click to open it, revealing its layers: right door, left door, door border, and background. Start by locking the wall and border layers. Next, select the right door layer and adjust its anchor point to the right side, positioned centrally where the door will pivot. Similarly, adjust the anchor point of the left door to the left side, ensuring it is centrally placed. Convert both door layers to 3D. Select each layer, press R to bring up the rotation properties, and click the stopwatch icon next to Y rotation. Move forward a few frames on the timeline and adjust each door's Y rotation to simulate their opening motion. Repeat this process for the left door. Select both of these layers and press U to reveal only the keyframes. Now, preview the animation. Select both keyframes and press F9 to apply easing. Navigate to the graph editor and adjust the graph as demonstrated. Preview the animation again to ensure smooth movement. Unlock the layers previously locked, wall and border. Convert all layers to 3D. Navigate to Layer, select New, and create a new camera. Right-click on the camera layer, navigate to Camera, and select Create Orbit Null. This action will create a new layer called Orbit Null, which you can use to control the camera's movement. Press P to reveal the position property. Move the playhead to where the door is fully open. Click the stopwatch icon next to Position. Advance a few frames, and animate the door closer until it moves out of the camera view. Preview the animation. Select both keyframes and apply easing by pressing F9. Use the graph editor to refine the easing graph, adjusting it as demonstrated in the video. Make any necessary adjustments for smooth motion. Next, go to the Project panel, right-click, select Import File, and import the JPEG image of the house. Drag and drop it onto the timeline below all other layers. Preview the animation to ensure continuity. Once the door is off camera, position the playhead accordingly. Right-click on the house layer and choose Pre-compose. Name the new composition house and double-click to open it. At this point, add text at the top center of the composition. Press P for position closer to the 2-second mark. Click the stopwatch next to Position. Advance a few frames, and add a blank keyframe. Go back to the previous frame and move the text layer above, animating it from top to bottom. Select both position keyframes, press F9 to ease them, and fine-tune the easing using the graph editor as shown in the video tutorial. After Find Your Dream appears on the screen, add the following text. Adjust the font, size, and center alignment of this text. Increase the size and apply a different color to luxury living, scenic views, modern amenities. Use the color picker to select the desired color and change the font as needed. Now, adjust the position of the Find Your Dream Home text to move it downwards slightly and increase its size. Similarly, adjust the position of the second text accordingly. Next, navigate to Effects and Presets and apply the Wipe In to Center effect. Take the text tool and write 30% off in a bold and larger font. Adjust its size to be prominently visible. Position it appropriately and ensure it is centered. This text will animate from top to bottom. After the luxury living text appears and completes its animation, select the 30% off text layer. Press P for position. Click the stopwatch next to position, and move a few frames forward. Add a blank keyframe. Then move back to the previous frame and position the text at the top. Advance to the next frame, then move forward one frame at a time. Move the text downward slightly. Then move forward one frame at a time. Then back to its original position. Preview the animation to see how it looks so far. Select all the keyframes and press F9 to apply easy ease to them. Open the graph editor and adjust the graph to ensure smooth motion. Now, select the house layer and apply a scaling animation to it. It's a subtle animation. When the text reaches 30%, touching the ground, the house layer will scale up slightly and then return to its original size. Select the house layer and press S for scale. Click the stopwatch icon next to scale. Move a frame backward and add a keyframe. Move to the next frame and set the scale to 104. Move forward another frame and set it back to 100. Since we moved one frame forward, let's adjust by 2 or 3 frames. Hold Alt and drag the keyframes to evenly space them. Align the house keyframes with the 30% text keyframes. Press F9 to apply easing. Adjust the scaling from 104 to 102 where it scales up. Preview the animation. Go to the graph editor to refine the graph. Preview the animation. Perfect. Next, apply a drop shadow effect to all the text layers. Start by selecting the Find Your Dream Home layer, searching for drop shadow in the Effects and Presets panel, and applying it to the layer. Adjust the distance to your liking. Then, select the 30% off text layer and apply the drop shadow effect as well, increasing the softness and distance. Take the text tool and add a new text layer above the 30% off text that reads Booking from. Scale down this text and adjust its position above the 30% off text, aligning it to the center. Make any necessary adjustments. After the 30% off text touches the ground, make the Booking from text appear with an opacity animation. Select the Booking from text layer, press T for opacity, click the stopwatch next to opacity at the point where the 30% off text touches the ground. Move a few frames forward, and add a blank keyframe. Go back to the previous frame and set the opacity to 0. Return to the main composition and preview the entire animation to ensure everything looks good. If you found this video helpful, please like it, comment, and subscribe to Ace Designs.